How to crack the B school interview. Preparation is half the battle won. You need to try to lead the interview. Sometimes the questions come at you really quickly and then you don't really have a chance to do this. Don't share too much personal information unless it somehow contributes to the interview. In case you do not know the answer, say that you do not know the answer, but recover from it quickly. Wherever possible, try to narrate an incident or share an experience that supports your answer. Hello everyone, it's interview season and naturally we're a little concerned about how to be our best selves during the interview. So here are our 5 tips on how to crack the B school interview. First, treat the interview as a formal conversation. Now this entails 2 things. The first is be courteous but don't get personal, which means don't share too much personal information unless it somehow contributes to the interview. Secondly, avoid informal language. To give you an example, instead of saying mom and dad, say my parents or my mother and father. And the third thing, which is slightly tangential but is still related, to present yourself formally, you also need to dress appropriately. So make sure that you dress in formals or business casuals. Now, you need to be comfortable, so preferably carry layers so that you can adjust your attire to the temperature of the venue. Second, and this is a very important point, at the same time, it's very simple to implement. Portray positivity. One of the ways that we do this, not only in the interview but everyday life as well, is to smile and appear calm. Now that doesn't mean that you show all your teeth and laugh all the time. It's a polite smile. At the same time, read the room. If your interview panel is rather serious, you need to maintain a serious attitude as well. But if you feel that they're making the interview a little bit lighter, then share in the jokes and laughter. Second, in case you make a mistake during the interview, and of course, everyone can make a mistake, you need to accept responsibility. In case you do not know the answer, say that you do not know the answer, but recover from it quickly. And in case your past is not exactly a source of pride for you, you accept responsibility for that as well. But always say how you learned from that experience and how it has made you into a better person. So remember, positivity is the key. The third tip is something that you must have heard. You need to try to lead the interview. One of the best ways to do this is to voluntarily offer information or to share experiences that portray you in a positive light. Now let's be careful here. You will not be able to do this all the time. Again, as I mentioned earlier, read the room. Sometimes the questions come at you really quickly and then you don't really have a chance to do this. But if the interview seems to be a little relaxed and they let you progress at your own pace, then definitely bring in information that you would like them to ask you more about. For example, when they ask you, tell me about yourself, one of the things that you could possibly do is at the end of your answer, mention the point that you would normally like to be questioned more on. So wherever possible, try to lead the interview. The fourth tip is, think in terms of stories and not facts. What we mean is, wherever possible, try to narrate an incident or share an experience that supports your answer. For example, if you're asked what your strength is and you say that you are a good problem solver, come up with an example to show how you in fact did solve a problem. And here, focus on the narrative structure. Say that I'm a good problem solver. This was a situation I faced. This was the purpose or the task to be achieved. This is the action I took. And this was the result that I achieved. So make sure that it has a story with an introduction and a conclusion. And the trick is that all of this has to be done in about 45 seconds to a minute. It cannot be an elongated story because they will lose interest after a while. And please make sure that you answer the question first. Don't wait for them to prompt you, stop you and say you haven't answered yet. Finally, and very importantly, prepare well. Preparation is half the battle won. Expect the unexpected and make sure that you go prepared for that. What I mean is that you need to be familiar with every sentence, every word on the form that you have sent to that B school. To give you an example, only your school could raise maybe 10 different questions. For example, if they're in the mood for it, they might ask you, when was your school established? Who was the vice principal at that time? How many students are there from your school? Are there any famous alumni who have come out of your school? Now, these questions are truly not unexpected. It's just that we don't prepare well enough before we go to the interview. So what I want all of you to do is look at the form very carefully, create a list of questions that might be asked based on those details, and then start framing your answers. So that's all you need to do, and usually this is going to be enough to help you get through most interviews. So wish you all the best, and in case you have any further queries or you need guidance, the relevant links are provided in the description box. In addition, you can also post your comments and we will try our best to respond to them as soon as we can.